Hello everyone, welcome back to Moon Cipher, the home of mysteries, legends, and secrets that the world has forgotten. Today's story takes us deep into the icy waters of the Indian Ocean, where an eerie tale of death and disappearance has haunted sailors and investigators for decades. This is the chilling story of the SS Ourang Medan, the ghost ship that carried a deadly secret and vanished forever beneath the waves. It all began in June of 1947. Merchant vessels traveling through the Straits of Malacca began receiving a series of frantic Morse code messages. The transmission came from a Dutch freighter identified as the SS Ourang Medan. The first message sent a wave of confusion and fear across the nearby ships. It read, "All officers, including the captain, are dead. Lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead." Moments later came another message, this time more chilling, more disparate, just 2 words. "I die." Then, silence. The ships that received the transmission marked the coordinates and began to change course immediately, heading toward the location of the distress call. One of them, an American vessel named the Silver Star, arrived hours later, scanning the calm sea for any sign of life. When they finally spotted the Ourang Medan, the ship was eerily still. It floated quietly under the blazing sun, not a single movement on deck, not even a sign of damage. The crew of the Silver Star called out, sent up flatus and sounded their horns. But there was no response, so they decided to board the silent vessel. The moment they stepped onto the deck, the men of the Silver Star were met with a horrifying sight. Bodies were scattered everywhere. Every crew member of the Ourang Medan lay dead, eyes wide open, mouths frozen in a silent scream, faces twisted in expressions of pure terror. Even the ship's dog was found dead, teeth bared as if growling at something unseen. There were no visible wounds, no signs of struggle, no blood. The entire crew had died suddenly, inexplicably, as though they had all seen something so horrifying that their hearts simply stopped. Inside the bridge, the captain was found slumped over the wheel, his stiff fingers gripping the controls. Officers were lying dead in the chart room. The radio operator, was found as his station, hand still resting on the telegraph, his face frozen in fear. The Silver Star's crew searched the rest of the ship but found no survivors, no clear clue about what had happened. And strangely, the air aboard the Ourang Medan felt unnaturally cold despite the heat outside. The rescuers decided to tow the ship back to port for investigation, but as soon as the tow line was attached, something unexpected happened. Smoke began rising from the lower decks, first thin, then thick black clouds. Within moments, an explosion tore through the ship, engulfing it in flames. The Silver Star crew barely managed to cut the rope and get away before the Ourang Medan erupted in a massive blast and sank into the ocean, disappearing forever beneath the waves. No one ever found its wreck. So what really happened aboard the SS Ourang Medan? Over the years, several theories have tried to explain this haunting mystery. Some believed it was a case of carbon monoxide poisoning. Maybe a leak from the ship's boiler released deadly gas, suffocating the crew. But this theory couldn't explain the terrified expressions or why the ship exploded right after. Others suspected the ship was secretly transporting hazardous materials. Perhaps potassium cyanide or nitroglycerin, remnants from World War II. The chemical fumes could have poisoned the crew, and the instability of the cargo could have caused the explosion. But then there's the darker theory, the one that sends chills down your spine. Some claim that the Ourang Medan was carrying something not meant for human eyes, something unearthly. According to a few accounts, the ship's logs contained cryptic notes about strange cargo loaded at a Chinese port. Some whispered that it might have been chemical weapons or biological experiments. Others suggested it could have been artifacts, ancient relics tied to the occult, objects cursed or radioactive, triggering strange phenomena on board. There are even reports from sailors who claim that before the explosion, they saw faint blue lights flickering around the ship, almost like ghostly flames. Could this be St. Elmo's fire, a natural electrical discharge, or something supernatural? The truth is, no one knows for certain. The Ourang Medan vanished with all evidence, taking its secrets to the bottom of the sea. And to make matters even stranger, there's no solid proof the ship ever officially existed. Maritime records show no Dutch ship registered under that name. Some historians think it was all a sailor-esque legend, an exaggerated ghost story that spread across the seas. Yet, the chilling detail of the distress collidi was documented in multiple ship logs, reported by credible witnesses. So if it was just a legend, where did that message come from? In the years that followed, countless sailors claimed to have seen the ghostly outline of a ship drifting silently across the Indian Ocean, glowing faintly under the moonlight. Radios have picked up faint SOS signals that vanish mid-transmission, sometimes echoing the same chilling words. All officers dead, possibly whole crew dead. Was it a cursed ship? A military or a message from another dimension of time? The Ourang Medan remains one of the ocean's most terrifying unsolved mysteries. A story that reminds us that sometimes the sea doesn't give back what it takes. Maybe somewhere in the deep and dark corners of the Indian Ocean, the wreck of the Ourang Medan still lies quietly waiting to tell its story to those who dare to listen. So the next time you're out at sea and your radio crackles with strange static, remember, some messages aren't meant to be heard. Thank you for watching Moon Cipher, where every story hides a secret. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true mysteries from around the world.